Yo, what is happening? My name is Abden and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Let's Play series. This is episode 23 and today we are going to be creating an epic, massive building behind the lumber yard to take this area over here to the next level. It's basically going to be an all-in-one garage that will allow us to spawn pretty much any of the most useful trucks in the game. And I'm doing this mainly because the single most useful truck in the game, in my opinion, has re-entered the chat recently, which I made a video on. And guys, having this spawner garage will make collecting wood infinitely easier for the remainder of the Let's Play. So yeah, this will be a massive game changer and I can't wait to have it up and running. And if that wasn't enough, guys, I'm going to be hooking it up to a control panel that will allow me to remotely spawn any truck that I desire from the comfort of the auto unloader over here. So I'll just be able to be like, ooh, I want a Giga truck, I want a Mega truck, I want a regular truck, just whatever I want. I can spawn it from the auto unloader, which will allow me to unload any truck that I desire. So yeah, this will undoubtedly make everything infinitely more efficient, and I cannot wait to get started. So with that said, let's get straight into this video. Alrighty guys, so this building is basically going to sit about right here, and it might even spill into this area right over here, which we are going to have to expand our land for. But yeah, that means we're going to have to clear out all of this wood and make way for this building. So we're gonna have to find a new place for all this wood. I'm not really sure where to put it. I think I'm going to move some storage over here for some of the wood, but for now we are going to have to find a temporary place to put it while we're building the new building. So that is a little bit hard to say. I don't really know where we're gonna put all of it, but we should probably just start moving them. I'm going to get this truck over here so that we can get a bunch of wood just loaded up. This is basically just mostly blue spruce, to be honest. Let's go ahead and get this over. I guess I'll just put it over here for now. This is just going to be the temporary place that I put all of this. Oh yeah, and guys, from the last episode we had some of these eggs just welded to the truck. I'm happy to say that they have all become unwelded, so we can go ahead and put those into the egg storage over here. I don't know if we have any space. Let's go ahead and check that real quick. Okay, yeah, it looks like we have some space up there for some more eggs, so we'll have to do that. Not right now though. We need to focus on getting this building built. Hopefully we'll have this all cleaned up by the end of the episode. But yeah, like I said, we just need to clear a space for the new building. And actually, some of this wood will actually come in handy when we're building, so we're gonna want to save some of this koa and walnut wood. So I'll just set it on the auto unloader because we are going to want to auto chop it later. Looks like we have something, yeah, we have something glitching through there. Let's go ahead and save it. It looks like one of our pieces of wood has just ended up in the floor, so let's go ahead and put that in there as well. And yeah, that looks like that should be the last of the blue spruce, so we just have what's left on these shelves and we will be done clearing this out. Alrighty guys, we just have a little bit of snow glow left and we will be pretty much done. I'm going to leave a lot of this wood over here just because it's going to come in handy for building the actual building itself. So we're just going to leave that there. But yeah, that is the rest of the wood. The oak wood will come in handy, so I'll just put that over here. And yeah, that is all of the shelves pretty much emptied for what we need them for. So that is awesome. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop off all of this. Alrighty guys, the mess is made just like that. That's a future me problem. I'm gonna deal with that later. Alright, so over here we just have a bunch of empty shelves at this point, which we are also going to have to relocate, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we are going to need these for later, so I'm gonna put all of the shelving over here. Actually, that's totally gonna get in the way of the auto unloader, so maybe over here. I'm just gonna put it over here, all of the materials for the shelves. I'm not going to rebuild them until once we have the building in, so yeah. Alrighty guys, I have pretty much moved all of these shelves out of the way. I might keep these just for now. just because we don't really need those to be out of the way quite yet. So yeah, we'll just keep those there. But yeah, that is everything out of the way. I'm just making a pile over here so that I can easily reconstruct them over here or wherever I end up putting them. So yeah, that's super awesome. Now what we gotta do is we need to start planning out where we're actually gonna be building this building. So to do the measurements properly, we're going to need a smooth wall, and we're basically just going to be placing it against the corner of the lumber yard right here. And then we're going to be placing another one right over here, if we can, against the corner right there. Corner to corner, we got some of these. And now we're just going to be moving all of these wedges out of the way. We're actually going to probably just not use them at all. So yeah, I'm basically just going to make a massive mess over here with all of these wedges, which kind of sucks because I don't like making messes. And I don't know if we're ever going to really use all of these wedges, to be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna have to clean these up later. I'm not entirely sure what we're doing with them yet, so I'm just gonna leave them over there. But yeah, basically now what we're going to be doing is I'm going to come 1, 2, maybe, yeah, 2 should be good. 2 studs away from the edge of the base, so 1 in from the smooth wall. And yeah, that is basically the corner of the building. I'm just gonna go ahead and destroy these. We don't need these anymore. And that is the framing, which we are going to be filling in with oak wood. So now I'm gonna take a short smooth wall and I'm gonna place it right there. And then let's see, from that, I'm going to be placing in a skinny smooth wall, probably across to there. And then that gives us the placement for right over here. We're going to have another long beam. This is going to go way up. So we'll just leave it there. And you know what, guys, I'm getting a little bit bored of just talking to myself, essentially. So I'm going to start a live stream right now, and we're going to just build out this building together. So yeah, guys, if you're watching this video later on, you guys can still access that live stream. There will be a link in the description in case you want a more in-depth building experience. But yeah, guys, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to condense all of the building from that stream into a little montage, so you guys get the idea. But if you're trying to build along with me or something, you might want to watch the live stream so you can get all of the measurements correct. Or if you just want to have fun, whatever it is, you guys can decide. But yeah, let's go ahead and start the stream. Alrighty guys, the stream is over, and as you guys can see, we have quite the mess to clean up. No, I'm just kidding. Over here is my real base. This is just a really good recreation of it from Jesse Doritos Gaming. But that said, guys, we do actually have a massive mess to clean up. During the stream, if you guys weren't watching the stream as it was happening, something a little bit bad happened. And it doesn't relate to all of this mess over here. No, we have an even bigger mess, and I think you guys can see it in the shop. It is completely messed up over here. You guys can see the axes on this wall, and these axes seemed to be fine, but for the most part, we have an insane amount of mess to clean up, and that's not even the worst part, guys. Over here, you guys can see there is a ton of wood that's just poured out. I actually just decided not to clean it up. I don't know why that's happening over there. I don't know why that's open, but anyways, you guys can see that we are missing a ton of birch wood, and like all of the wood, we just are missing a ton of it. Let me go ahead and close this. And over here, guys, we haven't even made it to the worst part. You guys can see, there is this mess that we made earlier, but, okay, guys. You come in here, and yeah, it's not pretty. And yeah, it got the second floor too. Oh my gosh, guys. It looks like a nuke went off, and that's, you know what? That's pretty accurate to what actually happened. So I was just working on the garage over here, working on the chimney, you know, and I was building over here, and I saw a massive cloud of just smoke over here, and I was like, what happened? So I went over here, and yeah, someone during the stream at some point decided to light off a ton of dynamite, and yeah, now the base is completely messed up, which sucks. It means that I am gonna have to divert all of my efforts from the garage to cleaning up this entire base. So yeah, I think it's safe to say I'm gonna be a little bit more careful when it comes to whitelisting people. I just had interact with items and grab items on for everyone in the server because everyone seemed like good fans, and indeed the person that actually lit off the TNT did seem to be a pretty good fan, but that didn't stop them from destroying my base. So yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit more careful in the future for sure. I'm not gonna name who did it, but yeah. All that you guys need to know is that we have a massive mess to clean up now. So let's just go ahead and get to cleaning. Alrighty guys, that is the last of the wood, I believe. That is the easiest part. Now we gotta go ahead and, I mean, over here, that was already a mess. We don't really have to worry about that. But over here, guys, this is, I mean, this is just such a mess. The freaking item storage, I thought it was pretty immune from how much I've, like, closed everything off and everything. But, yeah. People still found out how to mess up my base. So yeah, now I just gotta put all of these back on shelves, which kinda sucks. You guys have no idea how long it took me to get all of these items on the shelves all neatly. And oh my gosh, how did these cornucopias get all the way up here? These ones were right here, and they got all the way over there. That should go to show you how powerful that nuke was that went off on my base. Oh my gosh. Alrighty guys, well, I guess we're just gonna start a cleaning montage and get everything all cleaned up entirely, and then we can continue building the garage. Alrighty guys, this is the last item for the item storage, and just like, oh, let's get that in a little bit better. Just like that, guys, we have successfully cleaned up the item storage. That took a lot of time, but honestly it took a little bit less time than I was expecting, which is nice. So as you guys can see, everything is now completely cleared. So now we can move on to cleaning up the shop. Alrighty guys, that is pretty much the entire shop completely cleaned up. As you guys can see, I got even the second floor cleaned up. And yeah, it is looking a lot cleaner. So now I just gotta go around the base and look for other places that are not very clean. Like, I'm a little bit concerned about in here. It might be completely destroyed. Oh my gosh, it is. Yep. Okay, we gotta go ahead and clean this up as well. Alrighty guys, that is looking at least a little bit better. Let's just go ahead and put some of this dynamite in here, and that is that. Let's just go ahead and close that off. It doesn't have to look pristine. What about in here? I mean, that looks about the same as it was. Alright, so I think that's pretty much all of the mess cleaned up, which is great. That is great news. So now we can go ahead and continue work on the garage. Alrighty guys, so over here we have this big chimney, and we basically just need to build another one right next to it. But first of all, we need to clean up this area a little bit. So yeah, I'm just gonna extend the roof up to about here, and then I guess I'm gonna have to finish it off with maybe a 1x1 wedge right here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves one of these, and we're just going to line the bottom like so. Just like that, and it looks like Jab is just going to fill those all in for me, which is super handy. We're also going to need to build a wall on this little framing section right here, so I was thinking another arch as always, because arches are just awesome. So yeah, let's just go ahead and build a little arch right here, and just like that we have a little box, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and fill that in. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and grab myself some 1/2x1 wedges, and I'm just going to place them in like so on both sides, and then we're gonna finish it off by putting some like so, and this should give us a pretty subtle arch, but of course it's going to look really nice with the factory aesthetic that we're going for. So now I'm just gonna fill in those little gaps, and yeah, I think that's looking pretty good so far. And yeah, that is looking amazing, that little archway, especially with the rest of the arches. It is coming together and it definitely looks like a factory, especially with that chimney. So now what we're going to do is we are going to actually be extending this wall this way over to about here, and we're actually going to be connecting it to the lumberyard. So the reason I'm going to be connecting it to the lumberyard is because I want this to look more like this whole area is just a massive factory. So if we connect it to the lumberyard, it'll look a little bit more conjoined and harmonious, I think. So yeah, to do that, we're going to need to go ahead and build ourselves some framing. Of course, that's what we always start off with. So yeah, we're just gonna place in some framing up to here, and now I think it's about time that we move the shelves because they're getting in the way now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move them over this way, over to the massive pile that we have over here. And just like that, we got ourselves a conveyor support tower that is getting very, very tall. But yeah, those are all of the conveyor supports out of the way. Now we just gotta move all of these shelves over here. And just like that, we have moved all of the shelves out of the way. So now we can continue building. I'm actually gonna move these back a little bit. So just like that, we have moved it back just a little bit, just because I want a little bit of an overhang for the second floor. So yeah, the next floor we are going to be placing it one stud out, just to give it a little bit of depth. To be honest, that's really very important. So yeah, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just extend this up and build the second floor. So to do that, I'm gonna just take a smooth wall made of koa wood, just like so. I'm just gonna place it on that side, and then we're gonna take another one, and I'm just gonna place it right there. And now I'm just going to go ahead and place in some framing, and just like that, as you guys can see, we got a little bit of something going on here. And now I'm just going to go ahead and finish it off with a smooth wall like so, made of oak wood, just like that. And that is the top framing. And then the next layer, we're actually going to be using large floors because we're going to be doing the roof. And then we're just going to do an overhang like I was talking about. So next, I want to just finish off this first floor right over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a couple of those short smooth wall stubs. And then I'm just going to place these skinny smooth walls right here, just like so. And finally, I'm going to finish it off with some tiny floors just so that there's a bit of framing to these windows. And just like that, we have some very, very slender windows. And now we just gotta fill these all in. And yeah, now we're basically gonna do the same for this wall. And just like that, we have successfully filled in this wall. Now there is a little bit of a concern right here, is currently there's a little bit of a gap. So we're gonna have to fill in this 1x4x1 wedge right here, just like so. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we are going to just extend this wall back, just like that. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do the roof. So for that, we're just going to take this large floor and we're going to place it like so. We just need a little bit more oak, and Jab is on that over there. So I'm just going to, while we're waiting, we might as well just go ahead and put these eggs in the egg storage real quick. Because, I mean, they made it over here somehow. They were in the truck. I'm not sure who put them here. But we can just put them up here. And just like that, we have successfully organized all of the rest of the eggs. So all of the eggs are now actually in the egg storage. Awesome. Now we got some oak wood pouring through the system. So let's just go ahead and continue what we were doing. And just like that, we have successfully extended the roof all the way. Now we just have a few gaps to fill in right over here, which we can fill in with some posts. And just like that, we got ourselves some posts in there. And now we just have a few other things to do on this roof. Like right here, we need to extend it by some skinny smooth walls. And just like that, guys, we have successfully added the roof area. Now we just gotta add a little bit of depth to it. And to do that, we're actually just going to be placing some skinny smooth walls right here. And we're gonna do that on both sides right over here. And just like that, guys, we have successfully put in the little bit of depth that will make this roof look like an actual roof. And just like that, guys, we have connected the garage to the lumberyard, which is awesome. And now I'm just gonna build a wall on this side of the building. It's gonna be pretty similar to what I have over there. But I probably won't do a first floor. I'm just doing the second floor wall just because I want it to be more open on the bottom. And just like that, that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna put a little bit of some support right here, like so. Just so that it looks a little bit more supported. And just like that, guys, we have successfully put in some walls right there. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in some of these slots with some framing just so that it looks a little bit more supported. And now, guys, we get to move on to building the second chimney. So I'm going to offset this a little bit from this one. I was originally thinking that I was just going to place it right here directly in line. But I think it might be cool to have it slightly offset, maybe like right over here, just a little bit closer to the lumberyard, just because we have space to do that. And I think it would make it look a little bit less uniform, which I'm hoping will make it look like this factory was built a little bit more organically, not as much trying to make it as perfect as possible when it was built, but more so just putting the chimneys where they needed to go. So I think that will be good. Looks like Jab has a little bit of some walnut wood that he's willing to give, so I'm just gonna go ahead and send him 35,000 just to purchase it off of him. And just like that, we got ourselves a few pieces. This will definitely not be enough. But yeah, it is now time to start building. So 2 studs away from everything, including the lumber yard, we're just gonna go ahead and place this large floor. And we're just going to also place in a smooth wall right here. And that should give us a perfectly centered base. And now we're just going to go ahead and place in some short smooth walls just to finish this off. And we're just gonna go ahead and fill those all in with walnut wood. And we're gonna stack layers of exactly what we did 3 high. So we just need 2 more. And just like that, we got ourselves a nice base for this second chimney. Now we're just going to replicate what we have over here, just bringing it in 1 stud like so. And then we're just going to make that into a perfect square like so. And now we're just going to go ahead and fill those in. And yeah, now it's time for our corner posts. We're just gonna fill all of these in 3 high. Then we're gonna cap it off with a large floor like so, super nicely. And that should perfectly align with what we have on the other side. So we're basically just making a stubbier version of this first section. Now we're gonna bring that out 1 stud on those 2 sides. And then make it into a perfect square. And fill those all in. Alrighty guys, next we are going to go ahead and place in some short smooth wall stubs right here, just like so. Then we're going to go ahead and put in some posts, and now we're just going to go ahead and put in an archway right here, and then some stubs to fill that in. And just like that, guys, we got ourselves a archway on all sides. And now, in order to replicate what we have on this chimney over here, we're gonna have to fill the center in with some koa wood. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some koa wood, and I'm just gonna fill this in with a bunch of smooth walls and short smooth walls like so. And just like that, guys, we have ourselves a koa center. And now we just gotta basically do that like 1, 2, 3, 4 more times. We're basically just doing variants of that. So yeah, it gets pretty repetitive pretty fast. So for that reason, I'm not gonna show you every single step. But anyways, with that said, I went ahead and did that layer. So that is that one right there. Now we just gotta do a little bit of an overhang like that. And now we're working on the next layer like so. And just like that, guys, I got the 3rd section done. I just have to put in the archways now, just like that. And now we just gotta go ahead and fill in those gaps. And there we go. We got ourselves a nice archway for the 3rd layer. Now we just have 1 more archway and then this box top thing, and we will be done. And just like that, guys, we have ourselves the 3rd section done. So we got some nice archways. Now we just gotta do this archway that we have already done on this side. And then this little box thing. And then we just have the cap and we will be done. So let me just put a large floor right there. And then we gotta do the corner pieces. And we're just placing these underneath and on top. And now that top decorative piece is now finished, so now we can move on to the next and final archway. And for that, I'm gonna need some posts. I'm just really hoping that I don't accidentally place something wrong, because if I do, I'm gonna have to build a giant ladder to get all the way up here in order to fix it. So yeah, I'm just hoping that that doesn't happen. We just have one more section and that little top part, and we will be done. And just like that, we have successfully finished this little bit, which means now all we have is that little roof cap thing, and we will be done. Just like that, guys, this is the last wedge that we have to place, and now we just have this little final section right here, and we will be done. Alrighty, guys, this is the last blueprint. Just like that, guys, we have finished it, and it looks like that's actually a little bit deeper than that one, but you know what, you can't tell from down here, so we're good. Alrighty, guys, so there we go. We have successfully created 2 large chimneys, which is awesome. They are looking amazing. They really make the lumberyard stand out, and they are actually the tallest thing in the entire base. So we have some new contenders for the wood storage. Now we just gotta clean up. We have a lot of cleaning up to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and destroy some of these right here. And we actually never finished these poles right here. You see that they abruptly end right before they reach the actual roof. So we're gonna have to fix that. We just need some smooth wall stubs, and we're just gonna fill them in with this big pile of oak wood. Alright, that is all fixed. There we go. We do have a few other things to do, namely right over here we have a few wedges to place in. And then right over here we have a little blank space that we need to fill in with a wall, like so. We're just doing plain old koa wood. Now we just need a little bit of framing to make this look all seamless. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some oak wood. Of course, Jab went ahead and put it all away, so I just need a little bit. That should be good. Come on, stop. There we go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some oak wood. That should be plenty. And yeah, just like that, we got some framing in there, which will definitely make it look a little bit more seamless. Then right over here, I'm just gonna go ahead and put in a solid wall just to fill in this little space. And we're gonna do that with some walnut wood. And just like that, we have done it, and yeah, that is looking awesome. It is looking a lot more finished in here now, for sure. We just gotta go ahead and fill in this little space right here, because that is a little bit weird looking. And of course, for that, we're gonna need some koa wood. And it looks like we have a little bit of koa wood right over here. And there we go. Now this is looking a lot more seamless, but behind you guys can see that we still need to work on this little roof right here. So I'm just gonna fill a bunch of these 1/4 wedges like so. And just like that, guys, we are almost finished. We just need 2 more wedges, which we actually conveniently have 2 more pieces of koa wood for. And just like that, we have successfully finished, if I can, this roof right here. Awesome. This is looking super nice. Everything is coming together. Now we do need to put in some walls in these little gaps right here, because it's looking a little bit weird. So in order to do that, we need to replace this little part with a couple of these, although I believe I placed this wrong. I think we need to place them a little bit lower, just like that. That's much better. Okay, so now we should be able to stick a pole down going all the way down to the bottom just for supports, and then we can put in a wall right here. So let's just go ahead and fill those in. And yeah, just like that, guys, we got a space for a post. So I'm gonna go ahead and place in a couple of oak posts right in here, like so. And now, as always, we're gonna need some more walnut wood. So I just found this little piece. We're gonna use that for sure. I'm gonna have to remove some of the parts of the roof real quick so that we can actually place these in properly. And I'm just realizing that these wedges that we just placed in right here, we're actually going to need to remove because that's where the wall is gonna go. So that sucks. Alright, so now I'm just filling in some short smooth walls like so. And I'm going to be placing them in right here, and I figure it's better to use short smooth walls right here so that I can get the grain to match, because a smooth wall wouldn't work because I need to be able to put some posts right in here. Otherwise, I would have to use tiny floors to get the grain to match, which is a little bit excessive, so I am definitely saving wood doing it this way. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill in some more short smooth walls, and I'm going to be placing them on either side of this post right here, like so. And I've actually just realized I'm placing these all wrong. Man, all of my luck just ran out as soon as I stopped placing in this chimney. Like, the first time I built the chimney, this chimney over here, I kept messing up on stream. This one, I barely messed up at all, but now all of my luck has ran out, and now I'm placing everything wrong over here. Okay, so everything goes one stud forward on this side, and then I'm gonna place in some posts, like so. And yeah, I'm essentially just making some windows, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing for over here. And now I'm gonna take some short smooth walls and some smooth wall stubs. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna place those right here. And that should actually be perfect. Yep, we can see that we got some nice windows going. I just have to fill in this gap, and then we have a ton of gaps just all around from just removing all of this, which we're gonna have to fill. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get some of this walnut wood going in the system. And that is the last piece, so now we can go ahead and bring this right on over to where we're working. And now I'm just bringing all of this up here because we're gonna need a lot. So yeah, now I can just go ahead and fill in all of these gaps, including these ones right over here. And there we go. That is most of the gaps. We just have the wedge gaps to fill in now, and we will be done. And those should be able to be filled with 1/2 wedges and some skinny short smooth walls. And there we go. That is all filled in. I think there's a few more gaps. Yeah, right there and right over here that we need to fill in. Now those ones are going to be a little bit harder to fill in because we can't exactly fit the right slope in there because it won't actually fit. I think what we're going to have to do is probably have it dip down a little bit lower, like so. And then on this side, there's no problem. We can just put in one of these. And I also want to put in a beam going across from this little intersection point right here to over here, just to make the roof look a little bit more supported, like so. And there we go. So that should make it look a little bit more supported, and indeed it is. We just need to fill in these gaps right here so that it'll actually look supported, which I did get some koa wood for. So let's put those in. And that is looking a lot better. Now to fill this little gap, I'm just gonna make it kind of like converge onto this beam right here. And I also want to fill in these little gaps right here with some posts and some 1x1s. And there we go. Now this wall is looking a lot more flush and finished compared to how it looked originally. We can probably just fill these gaps in with some of these 1/2 wedges, like so. And yeah, that is looking a lot more finished. That looks really good, actually. Alright, so next we're gonna have to replicate exactly what we did over here for this little gap over here, because it needs to look the exact same, which for that we're gonna need to grab some walnut wood. This right over here looks like a nice tree. Let's go ahead and chop it down. And yeah, that should be probably enough wood for now. So let's go ahead and take this all back to the base and get it processed out. There we go. We got a bunch of walnut wood processing out, and there we go, a bunch of wood. Let's just take this all up. And there we go. I have just finished the walls. I just have to clean up all of the mess that I've made over here with the wedges, and we will be done with this side, which is super exciting. And just like that, guys, we have successfully fixed everything up, and now everything looks nice and seamless. as it should. That is amazing. All right, so now what we gotta do is we just gotta clean all of this up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and destroy all of these wedges. I don't think we'll need any of them anymore. And there we go. It is looking nice and clean up here. Let's just move this sawmill out of the way temporarily. Alrighty guys, so this is the second floor of the garage. Still not entirely sure what we're gonna put up here, but I'm sure that it'll be pretty cool regardless. Alright, so now down here we just gotta clean it up a little bit. Alrighty guys, so this is what the garage looks almost finished. Now we just gotta put an interior into it and we will be done. So first of all, we gotta go grab what we need for the vehicle spawners. So we're gonna have to take a trip to boxed cars, but it looks like the sun is just barely going down. So I don't know if we'd actually make it if we tried right now. So I guess what we can do is just make it look a little bit nicer in here while we're waiting. This thing right here has been bothering me. We should probably destroy that and replace it with something a bit shorter. Much better. That's looking a whole lot more seamless. There we go. We also have some of this floor sticking out. Alrighty guys, so while I was waiting for day, I decided to go ahead and clean up this area. I used a few of those extra wedges that we had just to kind of clean it up a little bit. I might put a floor in, I'm not entirely sure yet, but I just cleaned it up because I was waiting for day. So now let's go ahead and grab some things from boxed cars because of course the sun has now come up. Alrighty, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and grab myself a few things from boxed cars. It's gonna be pretty expensive, but it's gonna be very, very well worth it. Alrighty, boxed cars, let's go ahead and grab a few things. So we're gonna need this truck right here. We're gonna need a small trailer and a long trailer. Let's go ahead and buy those for 33,000 lumber bucks. That is quite a bit. And let's go ahead and put these in our truck. And now we're gonna need 2 more trailers. And there we go. That's pretty much all we're gonna need for now. Let's go ahead and head back to the base. Alrighty guys, we are finally ready to start placing in the spawners for this thing. So we are going to be placing in a Giga truck spawner in here, which is super exciting. Now I have a full tutorial on a Giga truck spawner, which I'll link in the card right here or in the description if you guys want to check it out for yourself and build yourself one of these. Giga trucks are honestly the best because with this spawner I'm going to be able to spawn a Giga truck, a Mega truck, and a vault truck. So basically all of the most useful trucks in the game just with one spawner. And I can also put in the smaller car spawners on top of it, which I think I might do just so that I'll be able to spawn pretty much any truck in the game, which is going to be super, super handy. Now, in order to do this, we are going to have to move some of these stairs out of the way, and actually the wall is currently in the way. We can place it back in once we're done, but we are going to have to move this out of the way temporarily. Alrighty guys, I think that is sufficient. Now we can go ahead and place in our truck if these people will get out of the way. But before we do that, we're actually going to need to place in a large tile right here. And I'm going to go ahead and destroy this real quick. So now for these sides, we're going to have to place in some small tiles right here. And just like that, we got ourselves a trailer spawner in, I think, the right place. I'm doing this all from memory, so hopefully this will work out first try. It looks like Jab is just kind of stuck there now. Okay, he got out. Good. Alright, next we're gonna need to place in some large floors right here, and then a couple of large tiles. And now we can place in the second one. And that's gonna fall. And I've just realized that I've placed this one wrong. I think there's supposed to be one stud. So again, guys, if you're trying to follow this along for building this on your own base, make sure you go check out my tutorial because I'm already messing it up. Alrighty guys, there we go. We got ourselves our side trailers. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and destroy all of these guide blueprints. And now we can actually put this wall back in where it was. We just had to move it out of the way so that I could place this right here because the wall was getting in the way. I should actually not build back everything because I'm still not entirely sure if this is even gonna work in the first place. So let's continue building this spawner. Now I'm gonna need a door for the next step, so let's go ahead and just grab a door. It doesn't matter what it's built out of. I'll just take some cherry wood. And let's go ahead and test everything out, make sure that everything is working so far. And hey, that's why we test. It looks like I built this wrong. Okay, it looks like I have made up a step on accident. We don't actually need those 2 large tiles. Hey guys, this is Editing Apton. Please don't listen to this guy. He's trying to remember how to build a Giga truck spawner off the top of his head, which shouldn't be too hard, but for him, since he is a total idiot, it's not going very well. Please, I beg, if you are trying to follow what he is doing here to build your own Giga truck, please watch the tutorial instead. This guy has no clue what he is doing. Alright, thanks. Back to the video. Alright, there we go. Let's test it out this time. Okay, let's try this. I don't even know what the freak I'm doing. Oh my gosh, you're kidding. I think I might have come up with a solution. Nope. Why? The exact same thing on the other side. Just place another long trailer mirroring what you did on the other side, aligning it with... Okay guys, turns out I'm a freaking idiot. Ignore the fact that I had to set it up over here to figure out what was going on. I even loaded a different base like 3 times to see what was wrong with it. Okay. Alrighty guys, so after like 40 minutes of troubleshooting the issue, it turns out I just skipped this singular step, putting a tile on both of these large floors, and magically all of my problems disappear after doing that. So let's just go ahead and place this down, and this down, and now, cross our fingers, it should work. Oh my gosh, why? No, you're kidding me. What about this side? Okay, that side attaches. Okay, maybe I made one slight mistake. Let's see. Oh my gosh. There's already 2 large tiles down there. Oh, okay. I'm such an idiot. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, let's try this again. Spawn this. And yes! Yes! It finally worked, guys. Holy freak, that was way more of a headache than it ever should have been. Holy, okay, we did it. Yes, jab, jab. This moment is legendary. Apton finally figured out how to build something that he made a freaking tutorial on. Okay, we did it. It's time to celebrate. Now we can continue. Let's just go ahead and move this out of the way. Destroy all of these guide blueprints. We don't need these anymore. Alrighty, so let's just continue building this spawner. So we're going to be placing this in right here, and now we need to go grab ourselves this small trailer right here. It needs to go right here. And let's move this out of the way. And this one's going to be really hard to place in. I'm not sure if we're actually going to be able to do it without moving a bunch of things. Hopefully we will. Okay, so we just need to place this in right... Oh, this is so hard to build. Okay, so is that the right way? No, it is not. Let's just flip it around and place... And just like that, we should have a functioning Giga truck spawner. Let's just go ahead and place in the door and see if this works. Spawn this. That's working all correctly. Spawn those. Spawn the vault truck. That is perfectly aligned and it's working. Let's just go ahead and verify. Oh my gosh. That is the best thing to see ever. And let's press this button. There we go. It's all working. Okay, and now I just have to move this, press B, and now we have a functioning Giga truck. Let's just get it all set up first. Open these tailgates, and oh my gosh. That was way harder than it ever should be. I think that everyone who has ever followed the tutorial has probably had a much easier time than I did. Let that be a lesson to me. I can't do things off the top of my head. Okay, alrighty guys, well with that working, let's just go ahead and finish up by cleaning everything up. We need to place this wall back in, and it looks like Jab has cleaned up all of the work lights. I think he's trying to get me to actually put in proper lighting systems for this building. Like actual lighting fixtures, because I absolutely never do that, so that's probably what he's trying to get me to do. But yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and repair this wall if I can. I guess I can't actually put that back in. Maybe if I rotate it in, let's see. There we go. That actually worked. First try. That was perfect. Okay, let's just go ahead and finish that off. That is looking good. Let's place these back in. And yeah, that is looking really nice. It's pretty clean in here now. I put in a little bit of a staircase. We're gonna have to obviously refine that. But yeah, now I guess the only problem I'm really seeing now is just that little gap right there, which we can fill in, I think, with these. And just like that, everything is looking a whole lot more seamless. That looks great. Now I just gotta go ahead and clean this up right here. This was my attempt at trying to troubleshoot the Giga truck spawner, trying to see what was wrong, but yeah, there's no curing idiotic behavior. So yeah, that didn't work out. I'm just gonna move these wires over here. This is my little pile of do something with later. Alrighty, there we go. Perfect, perfect. Let's just go ahead and now I guess we can start putting back in some of these shelves. And I'm actually just extending out the platform a little bit over to the side so that we'll have more space for these shelves, because of course storage is very important. And just like that, guys, we have pretty much extended this platform all the way out. So yeah, it's looking really good, and Jab has just been working on placing in some shelves, which has been super nice. Alrighty guys, that is all of the shelves in place. That is looking super nice. And now I guess all that we have left to do is to fill them. And I guess since we have a Giga truck now, we might as well go ahead and use it. So let's just go ahead and fill this whole Giga truck up with as much of that wood as we can. Alrighty guys, we got the Giga truck over here. Now time to fill it all up with blue spruce. And there we go. We have pretty much filled this Giga truck up entirely with blue spruce. Jab is just gonna make sure everything is stable, I guess. And yeah, we can move this. We can get this all over the shelves. Should probably move this sawmill out of the way. And yeah, we got ourselves a ton of blue spruce. Let's just get all of this onto the shelves. And that should be everything in the truck. That is pretty almost perfect, honestly. Let's just go ahead and grab some more. Alrighty guys, we got another load. And now it's all on the shelves. Alrighty guys, that should be pretty much all of the wood. We do of course have a little bit of wood here, but as I was mentioning to Jab, this kind of looks like a pile of hay and a pile of soil, which I think really matches the barn aesthetic that we have going on over here with the egg storage. So I think it just kind of works. So I think I'm gonna keep storing my gold wood over there. Alrighty guys, we have stacked up all of the wood back onto the shelves. That is looking very, very, very organized. Super nice. And that means that over here we no longer have a giant mess, which is super awesome. Oh yeah, there was one thing that I wanted to do with the garage. Over here we have some utility vehicles. We have both the utility vehicle and the utility vehicle XL. I was kind of thinking that we could just place those on in here on top of this spawner right here, if the game will actually allow me to. Yeah, I can just place that right there, and all of a sudden I can also spawn those trucks from just the same spawner, which is kind of OP. So if I take this utility vehicle XL and I place that right on top of there, we can now officially spawn pretty much any type of truck. We got the mega truck, the vault truck, the giga truck, and also a normal truck. a utility vehicle, and a utility vehicle XL. So that's all of the trucks pretty much, to my knowledge. I mean, there are a few other types of trucks, but these are definitely the most useful trucks, and I don't think I'm ever gonna need any other spawner, to be honest. I can even spawn all types of regular trailers, although I probably won't want to because they're all so inaccessible. But to be honest, I don't think I'll really need any trailers, especially if I have a Giga truck now. So yeah, that's super awesome. So yeah, with that done, we now have the ultimate garage that can spawn pretty much any type of truck that I would ever want to spawn. And we have also cleaned up this mess over here. We got these massive chimneys that look amazing over here. They just really bring out this new build as a very prominent one, and I just love how it looks. It just works so well with that lumberyard over there. It is so cool. Now, there is one thing that I still can't do, and that is that I cannot unload this thing very easily. You guys can see that I get stuck right here because this wheel pokes out, and that's not always gonna be the case, but it is definitely going to happen. So guys, guess what? In the next video, we are actually going to be performing the biggest upgrade to the auto unloader ever. It is going to be absolutely insane, guys. And we're basically gonna have a control panel that will work seamlessly with the garage, and it is going to be so OP. So I can't wait for that episode, guys. I don't know what Jab's doing over there. Oh my gosh, dude, you are getting yourself into a bigger mess than you think. Oh my gosh, you are okay. Anyways, yeah, can't wait for that episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video once it's out. See ya!